How's it going, guys? It's your boy King David. I'm back at it with another video, and in this video we're going to talk about spiritually cleansing yourself, and we're also going to talk about retention. So for the first thing about retention is it's a healing process. So if you really want to get into those longer streaks and get further on your journeys, guys, you have to make sure you're cleansing yourself, and not just internally cleansing yourself with foods and whatnot. That you'll kind of learn through just trial and error, but there's certain foods you can stay away from that will help your journey. I've noticed that with spiritual cleansing, I like to do more like external things, right, instead of like ingesting things, because I feel like with food and whatnot, they say like don't eat meat or something like that because of the animal and how it was treated. I don't necessarily think that's needed to be done. I know that a lot of people believe that there's spirits within the animal and then you get attached to that. No, we've been eating meat for a long time, and whether you believe it's dead or not, that's your decision. I don't think that eating meat or whatnot is really going to impact your journey. Like, there's plenty of people who retain and they go for longer periods and they're still able to transmute their energy just fine, and they still eat meat, guys. Like, you don't have to be a vegetarian or completely just a vegan or whatnot. I do think that helps because there's a lot of hormones in the meat, that's for sure. That could be the reasons why they don't go as long on streaks, because the hormones kind of give you that testosterone at times, and that can be too much. It can actually boost it too far, especially like spicy foods like garlic and whatnot. Increases, there's certain alkaloids in garlic that will increase that drive, the libido and stuff like that, guys. So spiritually cleansing yourself, I'm gonna go over a couple things that help you with spiritual cleanse. And give me a second here, guys. I gotta get to the page. Alright. So healing music, like binary beats, that's gonna be a good one. What I like to do when I go to sleep, I notice that I sleep a lot better, and I sleep usually through the night if I listen to something like a binary beat, like healing frequencies or something. Love frequency will help me go to sleep easier, and I feel better in the morning. Just kind of like detoxing, it like undo some of the damage and whatnot. Is one of the undo the damage is one of the binary beats, but just not like saying like undo damage. So yeah, there's a lot of blockages, guys, and that's the reason why many people can't go on the longer streaks, is maybe the food that they've eaten, or maybe possibly that they need to cleanse out themselves a bit more. With me, I like to use the healing music at night. It helps me go on longer streaks. But all these techniques, here's the truth, guys. All these techniques, they work for a little while. They don't work forever. Well, the healing frequencies, I notice it works every time to like sleep, but it doesn't really help you to go on very long streaks, guys, like how I haven't gone on a very, very long streak. I would say like anything in the hundreds of days is considered a very long streak, right, guys? Reasons why is there's blockages. Everybody has blockages, and the reasons why they can't pass a certain day is not because of the day, it's because there's something that needs to be cleansed out first. With me, I have a lot of traumas, guys. I've been through a lot in my life, so it's understandable that it's a bit harder for me to go on a longer streak, So we'll get right into the next one. Grounding is a good one. Being in nature, putting your feet just right onto the grass or bark or whatnot will help you kind of like balance your body, especially on higher streaks. I've noticed with me, the energy gets so potent sometimes, and if I'm not outside, if I'm not like grounding and just feeling the energy around me, it's super hard for me to keep that It's like your mind. This is what I honestly believe when you're on retention. Is like you're depriving yourself of dopamine, right? You're used to watching, content or whatnot. You're used to releasing. That's a lot of dopamine that you're using up. Now you can replenish it pretty fast, especially if you're young, like how I am. I'm pretty young still. You can replenish it pretty quickly, but the thing is, you don't want to be using it so often. You want to be getting your dopamine in like better ways, like a more natural way, like how it was in the past, like getting outside, fresh air, going for a walk, trying to just kind of balance it out. And then you will eventually, it takes a very long time if you've been, doing these habits for some time, to kind of get back to enjoying just regular dopamine stimulation. I think there's really no bad thing to watching like, I'll be completely honest, like I don't think there's anything really bad about watching, necessarily. I won't say that it's not bad to watch the content, guys, because it is, but I will say that there's some that's better than others, right? Like I've said before, like it's still something you want to eventually get away from completely, because you're going to live your best life if you don't have that in your mind or around you at all. Like you feel very clean, you feel very pure. But I mean, you also have to think realistically, like you might still fall back into watching it. Why? Because it's like you've done it, it's a habit, it's something that you've done for years, maybe even, and it's not so easy to break, because we have a very high sex drive a lot of the times, and we want to go out. Like you want to get to a point where you use that energy to go out and to like be with women or talk or conversate and like build up your communication skills with women or with just people in general. But the harder part is like when you're at home, it's like you kind of like, instead of like going out a lot of the times, what we would want to do, right, go out and like conversate with some people or whatnot, and it's like you have such a strong energy towards whatever you were doing in the past, like releasing content, that it's very easy for your mind to go, I would rather do that release to the content than go and like talk to somebody new and try to get some stimulation, because a lot of people are NPCs, guys. Like people don't have really anything important to talk about, right? Like spiritually wise, they really don't. They're pretty basic people in this world. Like about 85% of the world is like that. That's why if you're like more awoke, guys, it gets difficult. Like going outside, talking to somebody, that's cool, but you're not gonna get like that kind of like satisfaction. Like, well, obviously it's not gonna satisfy you to watch the content. Like in the moment it might, but then afterward you're not gonna feel bad or whatnot. You should never feel bad, but in the moment after it, you're gonna be like, well, dang, like maybe I could have went outside or just went for a walk or something. Sometimes that's not enough dopamine. You see what I mean, guys? Like you're getting so much dopamine from just releasing, and it's an easy thing to do for your mind. Like your mind goes, okay, it's like food, right? It's basically similar to food. If you have something that's very high in calories, very rich in fats and stuff, and it's just easily accessible compared to like going out and like hunting for it, you know what I mean? You have something just in the fridge, like you're most likely just gonna eat whatever's in the fridge unless you're like have that drive to go do the other thing. So it's a bit more difficult to go and like pursue something, instead of, you get what I'm saying, guys. Like it's more difficult to go out and find dopamine stimulation in the physical world more than it is. It's just a quick, easy way to release and get a lot of dopamine. So that's why there's so many guys out here that just release all the time, because they just don't see anything wrong with it, or even with women, they'd be releasing a lot too, and they don't ever consciously think about like how much that they're losing in the process. Then their hair's all gray and stuff, and they're like the same age as me, which is kind of strange, right? You know, you see these guys with like bald spots and like no hair, and you know they can't really see very well, and they got all these joint problems, and they're fat and whatnot because they've been releasing too much testosterone and all sorts of other minerals and vitamins. I'm not saying all guys are like in my age that look like that, but I'm just being honest with the fact that a lot of guys, they have ED too, you know what I mean? They have ED because they're releasing too much with their partner, or they're, you know, watching too much content. I think if you can limit it at least, you know, then it's a bit better. But if you completely free yourself from it, you do become like almost like an alien to people. Excuse me. You do become like an alien to a lot of people because you think different. Like your mindset. This is the best way of explaining retention, I think, and I talk about it all the time. Is when you retain and you're not watching the content, you're free from the PMO, right? All three. You actually become, it's not like you become like a kid again, but you become more, how can I say it? It's like you're like desensitizing, not even desensitizing, you're like resensitizing your mind, right? So like all that stuff that you were watching, it kind of just fades away. It gets to a point where you don't even think about it. Like you don't even remember like the actresses' names. You don't remember, you know, the scenes and whatnot. It's like your mind just like kind of purges it out, right? And then when you're like in public, the way you talk to people is so much more pure because you don't have like this it's like it's a process of purification, right? You've purified your mind to a point where like when you say something, it doesn't come off as like you get what I'm trying to say. It doesn't come off weird or nothing, right? Like I feel like with women, they're very intuitive and they know like right away that like it's just a weird thing. Like you just start talking to them, they're just like, nah, you're weird. Like I know what you're doing behind closed doors. Like if you're not releasing, guys, and you're not watching the stuff, like you're almost like more of a man because that's how men in the past were. So you have a lot more testosterone, and the way you look at her is going to be more meaningful, right? It's like you're not just looking at her as like you know, just like, oh, she's good looking, I just want to sleep with her. Like there's more to it than that. Maybe she's not even that good looking. You're just looking at her as a person and her soul, I guess. It gets deep, guys. Like I know I make these videos kind of long sometimes, but I try to like fit everything in one, and it can be quite a bit. Like, so if you watch some of my previous videos, it's kind of just a recap on some of the things that I've already talked about, and the reasons why it's difficult for this video is really the reasons why it's difficult for men to go on longer streaks is because the blockages in your body, like there's still things that you're attached to. There's still things that are like stuck in your body, maybe even, right, that you need to purge out through eating a cleaner diet or some things that you might need to let go of and try to, you know, implement like different tactics. I've tried so many different ways, you know, like cold showers is one of them. Fasting, it helps probably the most. I feel like fasting is probably the one thing. If you fast, right, guys, if you fast and you retain, for some reason those urges aren't as strong. Like you don't have the urges to go watch the content. You don't have the urges to go release, guys. Like you don't have any of these urges to do any of that. Like and you don't have really like the strength to like go and like find a woman because like you're eating a lot. I mean, because you're not eating a lot. So you don't really have like as much strength. Like you do have more strength in a way, but not exactly, right? Like you're kind of more in a weaker state, so you're not like thinking about pursuing a potential partner. You're thinking more about, cognitive things like reading books and maybe watching something that's going to benefit you or learning something, right? I think with fasting and meditation, both are like probably the combination that you really want to be doing. Like if you fast, you meditate, and you retain and you know how to transmute that energy, like that's like the perfect balance, right? But it doesn't work for everybody. Meditation doesn't work for everybody. Fasting doesn't work for everybody. Like that's why I have these lists here. Stones, like that's another thing, is like I wear this sometimes. Like this helps me go on longer streaks. It's tiger's eye. It's a stone. It's a certain type of protection. I think when you get into the further streaks, you notice that there's still a lot of entities that may be attached to you from previous lives or just from around, like wherever you're going, right? Like if you're going outside, right, guys, like there's all sorts of like creatures and things and entities, and I know I talked about it before in the past. Like I don't necessarily believe in it as much as other people do because it's harder to see, but I've had some paranormal things happen to me, especially when I'm retaining, guys. Like the further you go, the more you are like kind of like in a spiritual world, a spiritual realm. So you do see some very strange things that you can't explain, guys. These things like tiger's eyes, the black obsidian ring that I have on, is going to help you ward off negative energies or entities, right, guys? Like you want to be making sure that you're using some sort of gym or whatnot and learning about the gyms, which one really benefits you in the day and how it's going to help you progress through your day, right? Like you're protected more when you're wearing stuff like this. It doesn't necessarily always protect you. Like you're already divinely protected because you're about retention and you're actually practicing. Like there's more protection if you're practicing it than just knowing it, right? Knowing's half the battle is what they say, right? So if you're retaining gemstones, you're getting outside, you're doing normal activities, you're trying to revert the dopamine flood, right? You don't want to be flooding your dopamine with releasing. You don't want to be flooding your dopamine with, doing debaucherous acts with women and whatnot, guys. Like you want to be trying to stay as vigilant as possible, especially these days. Like it's summertime, so a lot of people are out and doing stuff and having a good time. So I'm not saying to like not have a good time. Of course, enjoy yourselves, but just realize eventually you're not going to really care so much about the content, right? Like in the further streaks, like it's not about the content, guys. It's about just seeing like somebody in person, because if you see somebody in person and she's a beautiful woman, you're going to be like, wow, yeah, she's beautiful. I'd rather like talk to her. Eventually that confidence is going to be there. Like that confidence is going to come back eventually, we lose a lot of our confidence when you release, right? It's something to do with, it's a very hard one to pinpoint, right? Because some people are like, confidence just comes from within. Well, when you retain that's what's within, right? You get more confident mostly because I believe it's because it's a life energy, and life energy, it attracts a vessel, like if you're accumulating energy, it needs something to be either released into, of course, like how we always look at it, right? A seed, right? A seed needs the fertile land to be planted into the soil and whatnot, right? Anyways, I don't want to talk too much about all that, but you get what I'm saying, guys. Here's another one here. Burning incense. I think I mentioned that earlier in the video. Using your instrument. I have one over here. I'll show you guys what it is. This was a gift from my uncle, and it's I don't know exactly what it is, but it you hit it, it has like high-pitched noise. It has a little like drum. I'll hit it a couple times for you guys. Yeah, as you see there, that will negate some of the negative energies and ward them off, and it also kind of like disrupts the area around you with like positive energy. Like those high pitched, like super like vibrating noises are going to push away negative energies, and they're not going to be able to get near you whenever you would hit that. Like, say if you leave it in the room, like how I have mine in the room, as soon as you come in, you just feel kind of off or something, you feel like something's like attached to you, just hit that a couple times, and it'll ward off the energy, or whatever entity that might have been. Or it'll even, like, if you hit that a couple times, like, it seems strange, but like it actually like pushes away whatever it is. Like, you might even see said entity. Like, I'll be completely honest, guys, like, this is all like, it sounds fairy tale-ish, and it is sort of, but at the same time it's very real, guys. Like, a lot of this stuff is real. It's just I try not to think too deep into it, because like there's so much to it that I don't know, man. Like, I love supernatural stuff, but at the same time I try to like be more physical in this realm because you can get really lost in like understanding moon cycles and all sorts of stuff. Like, it's just too much information, guys. Anyways, another one, I'll wrap the video up here, guys. Another one is tobacco, organic. It's not about smoking it, you want to be able to chew it. It's hard to find, guys. Like, you have to go to certain places and find like natural like tobacco that you would chew, and that would help you to curb some of the urges, right, guys? Salt bath is good too. It cleanses your body, like Epsom salts. The salts, for some reason, just like in supernatural and movies and shows like that, guys, like, for some reason entities can't cross salt. Same thing with your body. It pulls out like stuff from your body, right? It's like it absorbs. You're in a body of water, and it kind of like electrifies the water, so it like pulls out whatever toxins and whatnot that are stored in your body. So it's able to like, it also helps with your muscles and things like that, but it's good for cleansing your body as well. Cold showers, like I was saying before, and also getting close with God, guys. Like, I always talk about God on my channel. Reading or drawing is another form of dopamine release. Like, you can draw something nice. Like, you can read a book sometimes. If you feel like you can draw something, or even just trying to sketch something, right? Like, you don't necessarily need to draw something original. Like, I've been trying to do that for years, and it's so hard for me to do that, guys. Like, I just open up the book, I see something that I want to draw, I put like a tablet up or something, I look at the picture, I try to copy that, but I do pretty good, guys, but I haven't drawn in a very long time. The creative juices in that field have kind of like left me for some time. I think it has to do with just another blockage in my life, guys. Like, so there's just things that need to be done first before I end up getting back into drawing. I think With microdosing mushrooms, guys, my creativity has came back quite a bit. So I'll probably be drawing pretty soon. I might even show you guys some pictures and some drawings and paintings that I'll end up doing. I have lots of artwork that I've done in the past, and it'll be nice. I'll probably post some on my Instagram and just get back into that. It'll be something fun that I enjoy. As for that, that's pretty much the video, guys. I've been skating again, so I mean, I'm getting back on the board. Like, I don't even care. Like, if I freaking, eat shit and hurt myself, I don't care about that anymore, guys. I care about just enjoying the time that I have on the board and just enjoying this time that I have here, guys. Anyways, peace out. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you on the next one.